Welcome to ETV. I'm Bryan Deibel.
And I'm Andreanna Dolce, and this is your weekly news update. On Valentine's Day, Van Houten Dining Hall held a special Sweethearts Dinner where Van Houten was transformed with Valentine's Day decorations to celebrate a day of love. Couples could enjoy a prime rib dinner, Valentine's Day treats, and various other foods.
Words can't begin to describe how you make me feel. The little things you do, everything you take care of me so well. Love for you will never end, and like our favorite movie says, Moulin Rouge, come what may, until forever ends. I love you, baby.
Perfect.
Starting this semester, Edinboro University has made a change in their Wi-Fi network. Formerly Scott Air is now EUNet. Scott Air was the university's first Wi-Fi network back in the early 2000s, but the school decided it was time for a new, more secure network. According to Network Operations Manager Joe Zalick, Edinboro had to purchase all new equipment and implemented WPA2 Enterprise, which is an industry-standard secured Wi-Fi network. According to Zalick, they had to work out some bugs caused by the Cisco with the new generation product, but it is now cleared up.
Users. Now our goal is to continue to increase our Wi-Fi coverage where necessary. Due to the explosion of personal devices, gaming and streaming devices, they've all put a strain on our networks, and we continue to work hard to stay ahead of that game.
Edinboro University has now added Smart Thinking, an online tutor service available 24/7 for students. After adult students said they didn't have the best of schedules to go out and get tutoring help, the university found this service and received a grant to use Smart Thinking for 1 year. It covers the majority of programs Edinboro offers, like math, science, writing, and computer science, to name a few.
A nice benefit of this service that impressed me a lot was that they get written responses. They have detailed explanations. They don't get the answers per se, but they get an explanation of how to arrive at answers or how to solve problems, and it's there in writing so that they can refer to that anytime they want. And sometimes traditional tutoring doesn't have that option. So that's kind of the beauty of an online product, is that it's frozen in time there. You can use that as a reference in the future to keep learning about those types of problems or those types of writing issues or whatever it might be.
There will be demonstrations of how to use Smart Thinking this week in room 218 of the Baron Fornes Library on Tuesday and Thursdays at 12:30 and 3:30 and Wednesday at 4:30. The demo will be about 30 minutes long, and students will be entered to win prizes.
Students here at Edinboro are dependent on a proper bank when they are in college. Since Edinboro is a partner with PNC Bank, students have made it a priority to give their money over to PNC so they can have a safe and secure account. And they can use the ATMs that are available in the Frank G. Pogue Student Center. But starting May 19th of this year, PNC will be departing the campus altogether. This change comes after a competitive binding process the state requires to be done every 5 years. The Pennsylvania State Employees Credit Union won the binding, forcing PNC to leave the premises. Students will be able to switch over to the PSECU if they wish, but there will be a PNC ATM located in the newly renovated Ross Hall. There was no notice of this change, but an email that will be sent out stating the information of joining PSECU if students wish to choose to do so. Incoming freshmen will not notice the difference, but students who are continuing in the fall semester will notice several changes made in the Student Center. There is high hopes that the PSECU will be just as safe and secure as PNC was for Edinboro.
Coming up on March 3rd is Resume Mania. It is a resume critique seminar taking place in the Career Development Center in the Pogue Student Center, room 211, from 3 to 7:30 p.m. There will be snacks and prize giveaways as well. Stay tuned, because coming up we have entertainment and global news, followed by weather and sports.
I got no balls for losing. Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. This can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We just buzzed.
Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right, this isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to Entertainment News. I'm Ciara Smith. The premiere of the highly anticipated second season of Orange is the New Black has been given a date. Netflix confirmed on Saturday, February 15th, that its successful original series will return on Friday, June 6th. The announcement was wonderfully placed at the end of an ad at the very end of the season of House of Cards, another very successful Netflix original series. Fans were also treated to their first teaser of Orange is the New Black at the end of the second season. Treat number 3, rumors of Laura Prepon not returning have been deemed inaccurate by Netflix. Catch Orange is the New Black on Netflix Instant Stream. Actress Ellen Page, who is probably known for her role on Juno, came out as a gay woman on Valentine's Day this past Friday during a very personal and emotional speech delivered at Time to Thrive, a conference promoting the welfare of the LGBT youth. She said, "I'm here today because I'm gay and because maybe I can make a difference to help others have an easier and hopeful time. Regardless, for me, I feel a personal obligation and social responsibility." The speech moved many to tears, and Page was met with many supporters across social media. This week in Scott Cinema, Thor: A Dark World comes to the pretty decent size this weekend. Starring Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tom Hiddleston, and Anthony Hopkins, the sequel centers around Jane Foster, portrayed by Natalie Portman, who is possessed by a great power. Thor, played by Hemsworth, must protect her from the ancient race that will be bent on destruction thousands of years ago from a leader who has resurfaced. The movie will be shown on Wednesday and Thursday at 5 p.m., Friday and Saturday at 5 and 8, and on Sunday at 2 p.m. Stay tuned because coming up next is Global News.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
I'm ETV's chief world political correspondent Michael Telek, and welcome to Global News. Lebanon announced a new government on Saturday, breaking a 10-month political deadlock. Spillover from neighboring warring Syria worsened internal instability. Quote, "A government in the national interest was formed in a spirit of incongruity," end quote, said new Prime Minister Taman Salam on television. He takes over from former Prime Minister Najib Mikati, who resigned in March after parties aligned with the Hezbollah Shiite movement Salam hopes the new government can finally conduct parliamentary polls that were postponed last year due to the political impasse. The UN mediator Lakhdar Brahimi has apologized to the Syrian people after peace talks in Geneva ended without making progress. He had held final discussions with both sides in Geneva, which lasted 27 minutes in a last-ditch effort to break the stalemate between the Syrian government and opposition. Brahimi said key sticking points was the government's refusal to talk about a transitional government body.
Fire on demonstrators.
Quote, raises the suspicion of the opposition that the government doesn't want to discuss a transitional government at all. The government's chief negotiator, Bashir al-Jafari, stressed that rebel violence must be dealt with fully first. Opposition spokesman Louay Safi again insisted in discussion of a transitional government that does not include President Bashir al-Assad, something the government rejects. Finally, German Chancellor Angela Merkel said on Saturday she would talk to
U.S. spied on
Francois Hollande about building up a European communication network to avoid emails and other data passing through the United States. Merkel, who visits France on Wednesday, has been pushing for greater data protection in Europe following reports last year about mass surveillance in Germany and elsewhere by the United States National Security Agency. Even Merkel's cell phone was reportedly monitored by American spies. Hollande's office confirms that the governments had been discussing the matter and said Paris agreed with Berlin's proposals. Germany has been pushing so far in vain for a no-spy agreement with Washington. Stay tuned because coming up next we have weather followed by sports.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Danse, balance sur la cadence, on lève bien tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou,
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back to ETV, everyone. I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Dorean Churn. Let's take a look at the week's weather forecast. We're going to start off on Monday. We have partly cloudy skies in the Edinboro region. Highs 27 with a low of 23 degrees. On Tuesday, we have more partly cloudy skies, but it will be snowing throughout Tuesday. Highs 31 with a low of 28 degrees. On Wednesday, hump day, everyone. No more snow, but more clouds around. But temperatures are slowly starting to go up. Highs 34 with a low of 28 degrees on Thursday. Yay, I love this temperature. We have partly cloudy skies with some peaks of sunshine. Highs 42 with a low of 30 degrees. I don't think we've seen 40 degrees in quite a while, folks, so let's enjoy it while it lasts. And on Friday, the last day of the school week, we have sunny skies in areas. Temperatures kind of fall a little bit from Thursday. Highs 36 with a low of 25 degrees, but that is a good way to end the week with sunshine. And let's take a look at today's trivia question and answer. On the average, 1 inch of rain is equivalent to how many inches of snow? You're going to like this one, folks. And let's take a look at the answer. 10 inches of snow melts down to about an inch of liquid rain. Yes, that is a nice little trivia question you can tell your friends around. Yeah, 10 inches in just a little bit of snow. So all that liquid in there. We'll stay tuned in after these commercial breaks with sports.
Danse, balance sur la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou, ton
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to ETV. I'm Bryan Deibel, bringing you this week's Fighting Scots Sports Update. The Edinboro men's wrestling team had a huge win this past weekend against number 6 ranked Pittsburgh. The Fighting Scots won 17-16 on criteria. Both teams tied 5-5 in the first criteria, 0-0 in the second, but Edinboro would come out on top in the third due to total match points of 50-49. Edinboro saw wins in the match from A.J. Shop at 133 pounds, Mitchell Port at 144, Dave Habit at 149, Johnny Gresheimer at 157, and Ernest James, who had the match-winning 3-0 match at heavyweight. This was Ernest's 93rd career win and one of head coach Tim Flynn's biggest in his 17-year tenure. The Fighting Scots improved to 9-3 overall, or 9-3, and will travel to Kent State on Friday, February 21st to take on the Golden Flash. The men's basketball team fell to Mercyhurst 62-60 this past weekend. The Scots played a tough game all the way until the final seconds when Mercyhurst Anthony Little scored a game-winning layup to pull Mercyhurst to the win. The game is the second this season in which Edinboro has lost at the buzzer. In the loss, Edinboro's Brian Therrett scored a game-high 19 points, shooting 11 of 11 from the free throw line, and Henry Wade Chapman recorded a game-high 5 assists. The Fighting Scots dropped to 2-11 in PSAC West play and 9-14 overall. The Scots travel to Slippery Rock on Wednesday, February 19th. The women's basketball team also played Mercyhurst this past weekend. The Lady Scots battled off some tough runs from the Lady Lakers, but pulled through with a 64-61 win in the end. In the win, Anya Freeland finished with her 10th double-double of the season, and Valerie Majeski finished with 17 points, with the Fighting Scots improved their record to 18-5 overall and 12-1 in the PSAC West. They will also travel to Slippery Rock on Wednesday, February 19th. The women's track team competed at the Grand Valley State Big Meet this past weekend in Allendale, Michigan. Tabitha Bemis had another remarkable performance in the 60-meter hurdles, where she ran an NCAA provisional qualifying time of 8.88 seconds. Other performances on the first day of competition were Casey Jones, who competed in the mile with a time of 5:12, and Brittany Kaltenbaugh and Megan Moffitt, who competed in the 5,000-meter run with times of 18:54 and 19 minutes flat. On the second day of competition, the women's distance medley relay team of Casey Jones, Emily Ahrens, Kat Fowler, and Allison Gibbons ran an NCAA provisional qualifying time of 12:05, while the women's 4x4 team, also with Gibbons and Fowler, ran a school record time of 5:53. Both the men's and women's track teams will be competing on Saturday, February 22nd at the Kent State Tune-Up Meet. That's all the Fighting Scots sports action we have for you this week. Stay tuned next week for more.
I got no pulse, so losing.
Shocking drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. This can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We just buzzed.
Just buzzed. You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right, this isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
Did you check? Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Thanks for tuning into this week's newscast. Check back next week for more.
Also, feel free to email us with any story ideas you may have at edinborotv@gmail.com or tweet us at Borough Television. Thanks for watching.